Vacation's all I ever wanted. Vacation, where, I don't know the words. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker. I'm closer to my camera than normal. I am on vacation, and this is the Daily Grind. And it's Friday, and I got Rusty with me. Rusty, my guy who stepped in yesterday and saved the day. How are you, brother? You good?
I'm good. I'm so glad you're back at the helm, driving this ship. I'm just along for the ride here for some not so great takes and comic relief here and there. So glad to have you back, buddy. You were missed yesterday.
Dude, that would be a great show. Like this, not so great takes and comic relief would be a great name for a show. It's just like, hey, this is not so great takes and comic relief.
Don't steal it. Don't steal
it. Not giving us away for free. Good morning, everybody. Joining us as well, Key Meeks. Thank you for hopping in, and people that aren't in the comments. Go over to YouTube and join us there if you want to. It's a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun over there. You can hang out with King Meeks. I'm sure Wayno might hop in. But let's just jump into it. We got a game tonight.
I'll be at.
Are you going?
I'll be there. Yes, sir.
Oh, dude, heck yeah. So, I'm just gonna jump. What are you looking forward to? Since you're gonna be in the building, what are you most looking forward to seeing? This is your second game of the year?
Second game of the year. Looking forward to health, I know Ja's going to be out. Ja's not going to play tonight. It's already been announced. No Conchar. And then the rest of the guys that have been out are going to be out tonight. Looking forward to seeing Jaren kind of take over a little bit. The offense needs to flow through him tonight without John Morant.
Yes.
And Luke, honestly, let's beat a bad team, right? Like, we've beaten the good teams that we've played, the Lakers, the Bucks, the Sixers, whose record doesn't reflect it, but they're the more talented teams that we've played. The Magic, who are a good team without Banchero.
Those are the championship caliber teams.
Right. And we're losing to the Nets and the Rockets. Like, let's go out and leave no doubt and just beat the brakes off of a bad Wizards team.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's more so a football analogy than a basketball one, where they say good teams should beat good teams, and you don't lose to bad teams. And for the Grizzlies have been losing to bad teams somehow. And I don't know if there's a worse team. Well, there is a worse team. The Wizards are pretty dang bad.
When Jordan Poole's your leading scorer, it's not going well for you, We've got to find a way to put it all together tonight against a bad team, because as we saw last year, the 82-game season came down to a three-way tie for the number one overall seed in the Western Conference last year. So these games in November and October, sure, in the grand scheme of things, may not matter a ton, but in a Western Conference that's very tight, it's going to matter come the end of the season.
Yes, and there's some guys. This Wizards team is missing some guys as well. Like they've got Kuzma's going to be out. Looks like Malcolm Brogdon's going to be out, and who's the Bagley, and Sadiq Bey. But Sadiq Bey's been out for a while. Right. Kuzma's really, and I guess maybe Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon's a good player, but Kuzma's the guy on this team that Kuzma's the guy in Washington, other than Jordan Poole. And is it weird that they kind of look more like a functional basketball team with Kuzma out?
There was, again, these Grizzlies spaces on Twitter are some wild places to be, but there was some clamoring for us to go after Kyle Kuzma this offseason, and that is just a way to wreck a good basketball team, because you see, you're absolutely right. Kuzma's talented, but it just seems like whenever he's on the court, they are much more chaotic. They are way less of a functional basketball team.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to see the rookies tonight. Wayno, shout out more. Evening, sir, over in the future.
Down under.
Tomorrow, happy tomorrow, Wayno. Yeah. Bub Carrington plays tonight. We get to see Alexander Sarr tonight. They're two of the top 5 rookies that Parrish and I talked about yesterday on the NBA rookie ladder.
And both are playing well. You talked about it yesterday.
Absolutely. You've got 4 elite level NBA rookies in this game, 2 for the home team and 2 for the Wizards. And so it should be an interesting matchup of some future talent in the NBA. And they've got that other kid. What is it? Keyshawn George, right? Keyshawn George, who can fill it up as a rookie as well.
Yes. We're looking at I'm looking at the stats right now of Is Bub Carrington's first name Carlton?
Parrish and I were talking about that all there yesterday. I'd go by Bub too if my name was Carlton.
Yeah, I was just like, man.
I hope he hits the dance tonight, though. At some point, you know.
I mean, I'm looking at the stats leaders, and this is just in points. 4 of the 5. Oh, actually, this is great. 5 of the top 6 rookies in points scored per game are playing tonight. 5 of the top 6. It's Keyshawn George, Alexander Sarr, Bub Carrington are 4, 5, and 6, and then Jalen Wells and Zach Edey are 2 and 3. Like Reese Shea's number 1, but the next 5 rookies in terms of points per game all play tonight.
Well, Reese Shea's skewed a little bit because he had that 30 piece the other night. He's been playing fine, but that 30 piece is going to skew the data. If you look at just per game production, it's Zach Edey is the leading scorer of all rookies. Also, former Grizz Jonas Valanciunas will be on the floor tonight, and so it'll be fun. I always like when JV comes to town. I like JV. He was a good fit on this team.
Yes,
he walked so that Steven Adams could run and kind of developed what we needed in the post. And so I always have love for JV.
You will never, ever, ever, ever hear any negative thoughts about JV coming out of my mouth, out of your mouth. Like that dude, and he's just a professional class act. Like you see what he's doing with these young guys. Like Sarr is getting better every game because he's got JV being like, hey, young fella, let's breathe. Let's figure this out. We don't have to be going 100 miles an hour. Like it'll come to you. Do we know? I saw shout out King Meeks. King Meeks is going to be there tonight too. That's going to be good.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I see this. Do we know if Taylor Jenkins coaching tonight? Do we know?
I haven't heard. I know he had a death in the immediate family. It had to be, because like if it was like extended, I don't know that he'd be missing time. But thoughts and prayers for sure with Taylor Jenkins and his family. You hate to see somebody going through that. And I hope that they're recovering and they're spending some quality time together. And so take the night off if you need it. Tumas did a really good job the other night. His rotations were the exact same. Jake LaRavia still played 29 freaking minutes, and it's the exact same as TJ. So there wasn't a drop off. So take the time. I hope he takes the time that he needs because Tumas did a fine job the other night.
Yeah, which let's kind of talk about Tomas for a second. One, I feel like he looks like an older, classier, finished version of myself, which I'm pretty proud of.
I meant to say that yesterday in the post-game press conference, like I saw like a clip of him, and I swear for a heartbeat, I'm like, that's where Luke was.
I was like, oh man, if I cleaned up and just took care of myself, things might be all right for me. Because
I found you a Halloween costume. Just throw in a Grizz quarter zip and brush your hair, gel your hair to the side.
And just keep my hands to my side. He was
very
so polite.
stoic.
He was so polite in his press conference. Very good. Very, very, very good. Other than the rotations, which he seemed to kind of be, I don't know, when you're stepping into his position, you can't just come in and be like, I'm going to play the rotations I want to do. You kind of have to, and given the health that the team's in, your hands are kind of tied. You got your 10 guys you're going to be playing. Not 8, 9 guys that are playing until guys come back. This is exactly, Wayno said it. I want to see more than just a game against the Lakers, who we show out for. I want to see how they play against a team that is worse than them.
Yeah,
like this is big. I want to see how they play under Thomas against a noticeably worse team.
Yeah, that's going back to the college football analysis or analogy. Like Nick Saban teams beat the crap out of inferior opponents, and they were championship teams every time. Like they didn't mess around with Vanderbilt, and look what happens this year. Kalen DeBoer messing around with Vanderbilt, they get beat. Right? Yep. Don't mess around with the Wizards. Like come out, have a big first half, feed Zach Edey because it's a good matchup with him and JV. Kind of see what a true NBA center looks like. Yep. If it's not there, the offense still needs to run through Jaren Jackson Jr. tonight because anytime I said this yesterday, I said it Wednesday, like. Anytime he's getting to where he is the best player on any floor he steps on, and the Lakers had absolutely no answers for him. I don't think that the Wizards will have an answer for him tonight, and we need like a classic Jaren dominant game where he gets like 38 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, and just does trip things.
Man, Wednesday's game was a great I can never say this word, amalgamation, whatever that word is. A great
amalgamation.
That word. It was a great of just the basketball player that Jaren Jackson Jr. has become, because that man, there's no one that has an answer for him currently. The way that he's, I mean, maybe he didn't play Wednesday. Anthony Davis has been playing really well, but like as a very few people that have an answer for Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, I mean, they put Koloko, they put LeBron James, they put like Gabe Vincent ended up on him. Like they had several guys they were platooning trying to slow him down, and none of them could. And same thing for the Nets game. They didn't have a single answer for him. And so tonight, I don't know who you're going to run out. You're going to put Sarr on him. Well, then he's just going to beat and bang with Sarr and wear him out. And, Jaren's going to continue to do Sarr, Jaren things. I don't know. I think it's a good matchup for a Jaren Jackson Jr., like a unicorn type game, especially with Ja being out.
Yeah, speaking with Ja being out and with Tomas's system, I'm excited to see Luke Kennard play tonight. Another game in, a guy who theoretically should flourish in this type of offense. Lots of threes. Mover of the ball. Because is he going to be our backup point? I imagine he's going to get a lot of those backup point minutes because
he will. I'm sure he'll get run. And it'll be nice too because he looked a little rusty against the Lakers the other night. He only took 2 threes. He only took 4 shots. Like he didn't really get super involved. And so again, like he is playing for his life. And I like Luke. I want Luke on this team. He fits this team really well. But like I said, immediately, Drew gave me crap. But immediately, as soon as that contract came out, I talked about how tradable it was. And if he's only going to be taking 4 shots and 2 threes a night, like play Jalen Wells till the wheels fall off because that kid is a hooper and not afraid to shoot.
That kid's taking 5 3. I mean, I'm going to see if I swear I wonder how many threes he's attempting a game. I feel like it's a lot because, and you know what? I
got it right here. Yeah. So he is attempting 4.8 threes per game, making 2.9. So he's shooting right at 1.9. So he's shooting right at 40% from 3. But he's taking 5 threes a game. I mean, that's what Luke is doing as a 10-year pro, 8-year pro.
Yes.
Jalen's doing it in year 1 and not afraid to let it fly. And he doesn't play the James Harden, Luke Kennard, Jake LaRavia style of defense where he just lets his guy run by him. He actually defends at a high level.
Yeah, man. Jalen Wells has been and props to you. You were on him in the draft. Like this kid has been.
He's the truth, man.
He's the truth. He's been so.
He's such a hardworking, humble kid. And spoiler alert, insider information: Jalen Wells' dad is going to be on the Anthony Sain show today. Super stoked for that 12 o'clock today. Do not miss it. Apparently, Pops was on one, and I'm so excited for that interview.
Me too.
Cannot wait for that.
I'm excited because he's been the story of the season so far for the Grizzlies, I would say. The rookies have been.
Man, yeah. So the other night in was it the Milwaukee game or the Nets game 1, his odds going into the game were like plus 10,000 for rookie of the year. And he started heating up. So I looked and saw it. So I threw $5 down when it was still plus 10,000. It is now plus 3,500. I mean, just like absolutely moving in the right direction. Again, like it's Zach Edey's. It's going to be like a Zach Edey, Sarr, Ricochet kind of race.
Yeah.
But man, it sure would be fun if it was Jalen because we have found a freaking rotation player. And that's the thing. Like when Marcus comes back, Marcus is going to start. He's not going to start over Desmond Bane like some of these Grizz spaces are trying to say. But Jalen is going to be like that 6th man or 7th man off the bench and be such a player for this team. And there's so many fun lineups you can do with him because he can play 2, 3, alongside John Dez, alongside Pip and Luke. Like there's a lot of ways you can play with him, being 6'7", but able to defend bigger guys and smaller guys. Because again, him and Pip held Dame to 1 for 12 shooting. And this isn't the Dame of old, but still it's Damian Lillard going 1 for 12.
That is still worth hanging your hat on. If you can do that, it's Damian Lillard. Like you said, that dude is still a guy. And until GG comes back, particularly, like Wells is going to get all the run he can, especially alongside Vince Williams Jr. I want to talk about him, which I wore the jersey today. I wore my guy because he has been yesterday. He got reassigned to the Memphis Hustle, which that means one thing. Means he is gearing up to return. You don't reassign a guy.
Right.
There's no reason to do that.
For our baseball fans, he's been designated for a rehab assignment, going down to AAA. He's going to throw some pitches, have some bullpen sessions. He's going to get his legs back underneath him, and then he'll start practicing with the Grizz, and then he's going to start pestering your favorite player. I cannot wait. Woo! Vince Williams, he's the one I feel like, Luke, that's been slept on the most from the guys who've been hurt, right? Like everybody was clamoring about Ja coming back and Dez coming back and Marcus coming back, rightfully so. GG coming back, but like Vince is the one that's kind of on the back burner that like, I don't know if you remember or not, but he can defend like Tony Allen and he can shoot. And so like Luke might be the missing piece, the cog in this wheel that we've been missing so far this year to really, to quote Tony Allen, cut people's water off.
Man, he was playing last season. He'd been playing all the entire season. I was on him. I wrote a piece about this. He was on an all defensive level the entire season. You go back for the past 10 winners of the past like 3 or 4 years. His numbers, they are right there. They're in keeping pace with everybody on the second team, at least. Like he has the numbers for a second team all defensive player. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be. You have those two and Scottie Pippen Jr. as your one. Like, that's 3 guys. That's awesome. Like, that's and like point of attack defense.
We need to give some flowers to Zach Kleiman because in 2022 we found Vince Williams Jr. as a diamond in the rough.
Second round.
In 2023 we find G.G. Jackson Jr. Second round. In 2024 Jalen Wells. It has got to be the most satisfying feeling to be a two-way player for another team or a second-round prospect and hear the Memphis Grizzlies are interested in you because, like all of a sudden, you're like, bro, this would be good.
Man, no question. Like that Lakers game, there were 2 guys the Lakers, not just
the Huff revenge game.
but pass, they were like swiped left. And Pippen Jr. and Huff just came in there and which are 2 other guys, two-way guys that there's not a organization in the league better at their maybe the Thunder, but I don't want to talk about the Thunder in terms of developing late round pick guys. I don't think there's anybody in the league that compares late round.
Agreed. And Vince Williams Jr. is going to be that next guy. You know, Art is in the comments saying that Vince will be the starting small forward. There's a chance. I agree. Like there's a chance he could certainly be that, but like Parrish said yesterday, if we're trading or DJ said yesterday, I think it was DG in the comments yesterday, said if we're trading Marcus Smart, we're trading him for a starter. Like we're not going to trade Marcus Smart to get like a bench role player. I love Vince and I think that he could start, but if we move Marcus, that's probably the only way that Vince is going to start over Marcus because of the money we have invested and Marcus is a vet and he's a starter on this team. Sorry. We will trade him for another starter, a Cam Johnson, a Cam Thomas. Somebody like that's going to come in and start. But Vince could be a starting small forward in this league, which makes it even wilder that we have Vince, GG, Pip, J Huff, all those guys for less than the MLE. It's just wild the contracts that we've negotiated with these guys.
Yeah, I see Art. Shout out Art in the comments. Thank you for hopping on with us again, brother. Always good to see you. He's talking. Vince is going to have to earn it if Smart. And a lot of this is, it's just really nice to be like, okay, Smart, when you get back, this is an all defensive player, literally defensive player of the year winner in the past couple of years. Go earn it. And it's like, okay, if he doesn't, it's like, okay, you didn't earn it. We got someone there that can do it. And if that guy doesn't, we got someone else. There's like 3 guys that can just step in to be that defensive menace and to also, and 3-and-D sounds so stupid. Yeah. Like it's just because everyone says you got to have that 3-and-D guy, got to have that 3-and-D guy. The Grizzlies are at that point where they've got
options,
a plethora of options for literally a 3-and-D.
Yeah.
And because that's how you win this game.
Yeah, because like Smart is going to be your better defender, but you've got Jalen, you've got GG, you've got Vince who can actually shoot outside, and find ways to fill it up. Like I think that like we're well taken care of in the small forward position. Yeah, I do think that's the only position that we're going to make a move for though, because you think about it, like our point guard situation is figured out, right? Yes. We've got Ja and Scottie Pippen Jr., and then you've got Dez who can run some, and Luke can if he's not traded.
Yes.
Then our post situation is definitely figured out because we've got Edie, we've got Huff, we've got BC if he doesn't get traded. So I think really the only place we would probably make a move would be for a wing. Yeah. And maybe Smart only brings back draft capital, but I also think at a $20 million contract, like you could get somebody to come back for that.
Yeah, I would be shocked with the bookkeeping that's happened up to this point if there's not a move made. It just seems
feels like it's coming.
It just feels with the way that the raw a combination of the bigger signings, the Luke and the Marcus contracts and the Brandon Clark contracts with these with these collection of guys that were all signed for under the MLE. It just seems like it's
Jake is now an expiring deal. Like I feel like that's God, I'm so ready for a world where he's not playing 29 minutes a night. Like just he can't dribble. He can't yes, he's a byproduct of those around him. He's getting some putbacks and some rebounds. And I think I would have a positive plus minus if I was playing beside Ja and Jaren, because yes, he's a plus 12 on the season, but without Ja, that goes down to a plus 2.
Santi as well as CDG. Jake is, look at John Conchar. John Conchar became an $18 million contract player by being around these guys. In a vacuum, is John Conchar. Last year, John Conchar was paid like the 120th best player in the league. He is a byproduct of playing with these guys, and Jake LaRavia is getting better as a byproduct of playing with these guys. And you've said it. He is editing together an excellent audition tape.
Listen, again, it benefits me that he's hooping right now in multiple ways, because we're winning some basketball games, and he's putting together an electric highlight tape to go be an Atlanta Hawk or a Brooklyn Net or whatever. Somebody not in Memphis.
and that's the thing. He has shown enough that he will be worth someone taking a shot on him. It's just
it'll be easier to move him than Zaire now, because we actually have film on him, because he was hurt for the better part of 2 seasons. Zaire, we had bad film. We couldn't move him, couldn't get rid of him. We're actually getting some decent film on Jake, so it won't be the same situation like trying to get rid of Zaire.
No question. And combined this season and the end of last season, it's just it's not the same situation at all. And I'm just going to throw this up. Yeah. Before we take a break right here.
I was talking about this with Drew the other night. In another group chat, it got kind of spicy because he said that he was the only one left on LaRavia Island. And we were like, why is that? That's not a flex. He's not good. And there's no world where he's going to be the 9th player off the bench. Whose minutes is he going to take away? Vince, Gigi, Santi, Jalen. We got 4 other guys that play his position better. He's not going to play 4 or 5, so he's not going to take any away from J Huff or BC. He definitely ain't running point because he dribbles off his foot. I don't love him on this team. If he's going to be at best an injury reserve, 8 to 10 minutes a night, and that's fine. If we can get him on a cheap deal, DG's talking about here in the comments, that's fine. But I'm tired of him getting 29 minutes a game. I'm ready for us to be healthy again.
If we can, this is 3 years. 3 years, $15 million is $3 million less than what John Conchar made, who made 3 years, $18 million. If he can step in and make the money John Conchar's made and be that 11th, 12th guy and just be a break in case of emergency guy, I'm fine with keeping him. I just think he can pull. I just think at this point, with the way he's playing, we can net a little bit more.
Agreed.
Agreed. We'll see. But let's take a break. We talked about Jake way longer than I intended to. I'm so sorry. We're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, I don't know what I'm saying. When we come back, we're going to talk about the weekend, because we got some stuff. We got some awesome stuff happening this weekend. I mean, I'll give you a hint. There's a beach right there. I touched it. Not really, but I pointed at it right after this break.
I think Zach Edey played well. He got his fouls in. He got him in for sure. But we saw some flashes of really what he can do. Whether that's setting screens or just blocking shots or just making guys change their mind about shots or just affecting the quality of shots that guys were getting in the game. We saw that a lot. They gotta use him though, man. They gotta be able to find him a little bit.
I was about to say they especially the whole first quarter. It was because I think that lob that y'all had him, that was his first points of the game. So it was the whole first quarter, I did peep that. It was I see everybody else attempting 5+ shots.
Right.
Y'all got to find a way to give Zach Edey something at some point. Everything was running well last night, right? The offense was flowing well. It's going to come a stretch of time where they're going to be stagnant. And at that time, that's when I expect them, okay, hey, let's run the post play to Zach Edey.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
This is a question I don't know if you've ever been asked. Was there anyone you ever wanted to dunk on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you haven't getting a big kick out of that one. I'm glad you've been waiting all day for that. Waiting all day to get that little jokey joke in. Oh, you got a joke. But yeah, I always wanted to dunk in the game. That's what I wanted to do. And it didn't have to be on anybody. I wanted it to be off of a missed shot, like on an offensive rebound, so that everyone's around or in the vicinity when it happened.
Did you ever dunk in practice and get overly excited?
Yes. and everybody be like, well, are you going to do it in a game? And I'm like, no.
Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. Man, we got a lot happening, especially this week, y'all. Check out, you got Night Court. That was yesterday. I need to figure out when Night Court happens. It's the one show I mess up every
Wednesdays.
time. Wednesdays. Check out Night Court on Wednesday. Two-Buck Sports Show will be this afternoon. Check that out. Anthony Sain is also going to be happening today. Grizz 901 Live will be happening later today. So we got three shows happening today. Like we said earlier, Jalen Wells' Pops is going to be on the same show. Check it out. We just got it. This is all at bluffcitymedia.co. There's a lot happening, y'all. We've got stuff for everybody. Go on YouTube, like and subscribe. Like on Twitter, follow us. We've got stuff for the whole family. If you got a Grizzlies family, I don't know. But we just got stuff for everybody. Check it out. I'll get a graphic for all the shows up here for everybody soon.
About to say, there's a little shade being thrown here in the comments that somebody, you, Kenny, somebody. It'd be awesome if we had a graphic.
I'll make one that'll just see, but I don't know when the shows are. I'll be like, it'll be like Night Court ? If I make the graphic, we're in trouble. It'll just be. I know when our show is, and it'll be Daily Grind in the mornings, and it'll be like ?
It'll have all the names of them, but a question mark beside them.
I don't know. I'll make up times. It'll be like 14, 12, 30, 100 at PM. I don't know.
1100
AM PM. Yeah, check that out. Man, and also thank you guys for the comments are popping this morning. I love when they're popping. For those watching, it's so great. It gives us stuff to talk about. It gives us we know what you guys are talking about. It helps the dialogue. It's
come
really
join
fun.
YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, it's great, but come watch us on YouTube. You can hop in the comments. It's been a great debate about how Luke Kennard is only an open shooter. He's exactly right. He's not going to shoot if he's defended. Laravia is, better than Conchar, earning those minutes. Art, DG, Wayno, King Meeks. Thank y'all, man. This makes our job fun.
Yes.
And you don't have to listen to me drone on and be an idiot up here for 30 minutes.
For real. Y'all don't, behind the scenes, I come on, I don't know what we're talking about. And then I'm like, here's what we're doing. These guys, you create the conversation for us. So thank you. And you know what? Back to our show. Those who are hanging out and watching the show, you know what we do on Fridays? We talk about the weekends. We look forward to the weekend because everybody has a weekend. That's science. And
everybody's working for the weekend.
Everybody
might say.
For the weekend. Yes, they are. And there's a lot going on. We got sports stuff going on the weekend. We'd like to hit that a little bit. I know the Tigers are playing Rice tonight. That's huge for us Memphis fans. I mean, they got to win. It's
got to win.
For pride, they have to win. Just for pride's sake. That's happening this weekend. I have some stuff. The big bucks.
The big bucks. The biggest buck is sitting here. So there you go.
The biggest buck that matters. But my weekend outlook. I see any chance Vince plays Saturday with the Hustle?
I don't think he's game ready. He's just practicing. He's getting some run. I don't know that he's game ready yet. It's soon, very soon. Which
he's ahead of schedule, which is nice.
Because they said it'd be 2 to 4 more weeks, and that was less than 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, we're doing good. So the Hustle's happening this weekend too. That's another there's
stuff going on.
Yuki. There's stuff going on this weekend, y'all. My weekend, the weekend outlook. Sean Connery, RIP. I'm in Destin, Florida currently. There's a beach right through this curtain. I am here for a music festival. It's called Avett Moon. It is an Avett Brothers. I love the Avett Brothers.
I love the Avett Brothers.
It's like a 3-weekend music festival where they just get Jamestown Revival is going to be here. The Bear and the Bluff. the Shaky Graves.
I love Shaky Graves. They're so good.
Dude, it's just like kind of bluegrass Americana stuff.
Man, that's like right up my alley.
Dude, I'm so excited. And it's all it's like the people that set the festival are like just chill. We went down, they had a beach bonfire where a band called Joe Mo and the Possum Posses played last night. Check them out if you haven't heard them. They had a song called "My Love Is Like Styrofoam; It Never Decompose," and I was like, that is it.
Them boys from North Mississippi, I guarantee it.
I think they're from like Texarkana. I think that's where they said they were. Like the I was like, y'all know.
Also tracks.
Yep. I was like, you guys know. Well, that's what I'm doing this weekend. I'm gonna listen to good music. People from our neck of the woods just playing folk songs on the beach.
Man, folk music is my style, man. I love Shaky Graves. It used to be Mandarin Orange, and now Watch Out. It's like all those bands are like that's what I jam to. So like,
good.
I'm in. Next year, I'm in. I'll be there. Dude, my weekend's gonna be jam packed. I'm so stoked. So tonight, going to the Wizards game. Super excited about that. Uncle Buck was gonna go with me, but he had something come up, so I'm trying to find somebody to go with me now. But I'll be there tonight. FedEx Forum. I will be inside you. Pause. Super stoked to be there for that tonight. But then, like the best part of the weekend, Sunday is Sweet Maggie's birthday. So stoked to celebrate her, and we're doing that by flying out tomorrow to Orlando, and we will be in Harry Potter World starting Sunday for her birthday. We're just going to do all things Hogwarts Express, Green Gots. We're going to get wands. We're doing the whole thing, man. Super stoked about that. We've got 3 days in the park. We're going to be celebrating her and having a great time. We got eating at the Leaky Cauldron. We're going to eat at a restaurant in the Hard Rock. Like, so stoked about our trip. It felt like it was forever in getting here, and so it's making it worth it. Like, I'm so ready to be there.
Man, I got the pleasure of going to, it was 2 years ago, I went to Harry Potter World. Dude, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's just like the amount of money that they have put into it, Warner Brothers or whoever made Universal, like it is just quite possibly one of the coolest experiences you can actually go to. Like it just feels like they picked the world up and you just put you in it. And I went and I was just like, I had my wand and I was a grown man just like running around like,
that's going to be us. That's going to be us.
had my Hufflepuff shirt on. And the great thing is you're surrounded by hundreds of people acting just like that. It's great. It's great.
Like I'm excited. Like she and I were both professionals. We're adults, like all that kind of stuff. But I'm excited to be a freaking kid with her for the next 3 days. Like we're just going to be, like you said, man, like zapping things with wands. Like we watched the first 3. We're over halfway done with the 4th, The Prisoner of Azkaban. Or no. What's the 4th one?
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire. I keep saying like here's Goblin Fire. But Goblet of Fire, I'm so stoked to see how it all connects and just excited to be a kid with Maggie for a few days to celebrate her and her birthday.
You liked 3 too. You texted me, you were like 3 so good. I was like, oh yes. Oh, yes. Dude. For those of you who don't follow the $2 on Instagram, I'm going to follow them because you better post pictures. I want to hear about Bucket's adventures in Hogwarts. That's what I want.
You got it. There will be plenty of posts and stories, and y'all follow along. Find me on Instagram. Find me on Twitter. Buckets_BCM. Come hang out.
Hell yes. I can't wait. That's going to do it for our show today, y'all. We got to get out of here. We got stuff going on this weekend. I got to go watch some music. Buckets has to go watch some basketball and get to Harry Potter World. We got to get stuff going. Nice. Thank you guys for hanging out in the comments with us. Wayno, Art, DG, King Meeks, and even if you're not hanging out, just thanks for watching the show. It fills my heart. I know it fills Rusty's heart up. The fact that we can just get up and talk hoops and start our day off doing that is awesome. To be able to start your day off and talk about something that is going to make the day better. It's just nice.
With all of our internet friends. It's awesome. Love it.
Awesome. It's awesome. Till the next show, everybody. We will be back on Monday. Well, I'll be back Monday. You're going to be on vacation. I'll have Uncle Buck.
You won't see me again until probably end of next week, next Thursday at the earliest. So
and you'll have a wand. Yeah,
you'll have a robe like the works, man.
When I see you, life, baby. You better be flying the broom next I see you, brother.
We'll have my scarf and we'll have my Nimbus 2000 in the back. Like, let's go.
I'm going to get Uncle Buck. I'm going to indoctrinate him with Harry Potter as much as I can. That way, by the time you're back, we can force him to draft Harry Potter stuff.
Exactly. And hopefully, as DG says, you'll have a beard by the time I come back.
I won't look like a dirty hippie as much. I'll be a grown man. That's going to do it for our show today. We will be back next week. And if I can leave you with anything today, y'all, remember these 2 things as you head into the weekend. Remember to be a little weird and remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a great day.